All right, guys, so we just got that tall wall up, and I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start focusing on putting up this, we got this nice balloon frame wall that we gotta do in the middle. So let's go ahead and get that all laid out, built, stood up, so we can start working on some more walls. You like put it over down?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a very rare find here, Timmy. I don't give these out lightly, so you have to be a really, really good, awesome framer to
Well, I like the shirt. I mean, that is like the...
Yeah, I decided if I was coming out here, you know, I'd represent, and usually I use this to, like, wipe up the floor, but I...
It's good toilet paper in a pinch.
But we're going to do a nice blue sticker here.
Squeegee it.
Yeah, we got to roll the tape, right?
Yep.
Is that what you guys say on the
Oh, yeah,
stop
you
site?
should have put it right next to this one.
Yeah. Now we're coming off. Look, that's black again. There you go, buddy. And I'm just going to leave you with this red one. You can throw that away later.
Sweet.
So.
Yeah, clean up after yourself. We have high standards out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look up, you learned that in the
He's
shoes.
deep in thought.
It's a video shoot.
It's like you're a
I
professional.
know, the video shoot.
You got to kind of like be a little mysterious.
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. It is 8:24. We are just about things rolled out, staged. So we'll obviously spread out some more tools and that kind of stuff, but 26-foot LVL studs and 18-footers, and we have more. I think that's not quite enough, but we've got our pile in there. So essentially it's this wall plus another 4 feet. So this wall line just shoots all the way down the back, but of course that's a doorway. So on this side, it's gonna go, here's the lines. It's gonna go up that way, turn the corner, and then it'll be about 18 feet tall there. We have lower windows, upper windows. So, oh wow, look at that.
Oh, overcompensating? Undercompensating?
It's all the same. Hey, here, let's, hey Kyle, so on your dating profile, which we can link to, is it?
It's my profile pic.
So ladies, get in touch. 1-900-555 Kyle. $3.99 for the first minute, but 99 cents for every minute after that. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In this video, we are going to build the great wall, and we're going to lift it and brace it. We're going to show you a whole lot of framing as we go along. But first, it'd be kind of nice to know what the height of this post was that I know we wrote somewhere. Okay. Okay, that should be locked. As I go flying.
My list, there's a 224 to the short. Did I need to cut that also, or is that?
Eventually, that'll be out of the LVLs. Yeah, so Jordan, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 total of that number to the short.
And it's like these ones?
No, it's to the miter, like the story pole. Yeah, not a bevel. Who uses LVLs for their bottom plates? Well, we do in this case because, well, I added a few to the list. I want to make sure I didn't run short. This step is crucial for everything else building this wall. We've snapped our line straight. We have done our story pole. We've snapped out like the perimeter of the rake wall. You saw that all in a previous video. But now comes the execution of this whole thing. So about every 4 feet, I'm gonna toenail that to the line on the stud side. You're gonna see people that say to do it from the other side. They're wrong, it pulls out. And I'll show you as the video goes, especially when we lift it, all those toenails stay there. They hold the wall in place. We don't strap it down. All of that works if we take the time here. So about a 45-degree angle, maybe just a little steeper. So if that's 1.5 inches, you'd go up 1.5 inches, kind of aim at a 45. That's ideal. It almost never happens, I'll be honest. So right to the line. Remember, that's the corner that all of our layout starts for the roof and everything else. We best get this correct. Got to be right. It's got to be right. Now, obviously, I'm going to lay out those plates before I roll them. It's just a lot easier. So that's what you see me doing there in the background. While I'm doing that, because that's going to get us started, it's kind of slow, I've got both of the guys cutting whatever it is that they can cut. We come up with some window packages, the post, the column, and headers.
Just let it kind of fall into your hand.
Jordan was cutting some of the parts while I laid that out. Kyle's cutting. We want to get the entire perimeter tacked to the line. Remember, we took the time to make that perfect. That's our reference for everything. Once that's done, we use math. So whatever I have along the bottom plate, I calculate. That's the run. We calculate the diagonal, and that's what Kyle's marking. So if it's run diagonal, that means that we're going to be perfectly parallel to that end, working our way up. We take this step, we'll also snap some lines on the ground to keep things straight. Then we'll take all of our numbers. Can you trust the math? Yes. There's a lot writing on this, so we are going to take the time to we save so much time that let's just do all this verification right now. The bottom plate is the run, hit the pitch, click diagonal. That's what Kyle's going to mark on the top plate. Hugely important. Save your cut list. So you notice that there's like a KK, that's a double king common. All the Ks, that's what he's going to cut first. We try to lay everything out to the sharp point. Save all of that because we're going to be able to use all of those dimensions to help to calculate the weight of the wall. Now, because cutting is the slowest part, he took part of the list, I took part of the list before I do any framing. Actually, it worked out to be about lunchtime then that I framed the windows. I just decided to work through lunch. The Doug fir we had is just garbage. Look at that. I got to really step on that and pound it down flat. And I noticed some things editing this video that, like, I showed something on Friday when we left and then on Monday, and you could see it had kind of twisted. That's the nature of it. I guess that's the selling point for the LVL. Couple things to just point out here. We like to frame, normally I would start framing windows before we have all the studs in there, but we just got into cutting. Stand on it. Use your weight to clamp things tight. I nail about like every 3-4 feet and then fill in back. And that way everything just stays nice and tight. There's a lot of ways to do it. That is really the minimal amount of effort. If you are new to framing, you always take your sill and just match the layout to the bottom. Don't pull out a tape measure for stuff like that. More likely to get something wrong. That's just the way I was taught. It works really well. You will notice that we are not putting any cripple studs on either side of that sill. They are not needed structurally. We're going to stitch this up with sheathing. The weight of the window would be like a couple pounds. It doesn't matter. If you want to do it, makes you feel better, do it. Our whole goal is to try to make sure that our wall is more efficient thermally, so we're going to get rid of stuff like that. SDWS timber screw for the win. Pulls it all nice and straight. Nail it off, and then pull the screw out. So, just little things. All right, so what I want to do is just show you some time lapse of kind of the whole wall. This was just before lunch. So we're just getting everything staged at this point. I'll let this camera run pretty much all day. And then I'm just going to work my way through framing all the windows. It's just easier to frame those first. Usually it's easier to allow room for your like header to king stud or double king stud connection. I'm going to take all of these windows and shove them at the end of this video. So if you are a framer or you just like to watch that kind of stuff, I'm just going to put it all there. I think I 2x the speed. Otherwise it would just, it's already a super long video. You can see though with this wall, it's like 24 foot 8 and something to the peak. It starts at single story on the left, 2 stories on the right. We have to take into account that we have windows, like the 2 windows there, top left. That's either side of the fireplace in the great room. The small 2020, that is in the shower for the primary bedroom. And then the window that I'm getting going on, that 6020, that's also in the primary bedroom. But these upper 2, one is a bedroom, one is a bathroom. So when you're doing the layout, you really have to make sure that you get that stuff correct. Because we don't have upstairs floor layout yet. But that's okay. Jordan and Kyle right there, they're going through and they're straightening the longest one, snapping lines right through the top. We always make sure the kings are straight. They snap lines through to get all the cripple studs that sit on top of the header, and that just self-corrects. Layout is perfect. I'm taking a bunch of scrap and cutting it in place for this bottom row of blocking that will go in flat. Jordan's cutting 4x6 blocking that's going to be blocking for panel edges It's also going to be our fire stop. So because we're balloon framing, a lot of times people, they just don't understand. Yes, you can build balloon frame to modern code. You just have to fire block at floors and ceilings, just like we always do. It's just that typically platform framing, your double top plates become the fire stop. I like to use 4x6 blocking for this. It is a little bit more expensive step, but it gives us a really good connection on the sheathing, and it helps to keep the wall stiff during lift. And you'll see that as we go up. These LVL studs, these PWT LVL studs, just kept this thing so stiff, including the double top plate. Clean up as you go.
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. We made it. The wall's crammed. Kyle's just got the last couple blocks. Now this one is actually 44 feet and almost 25 to the feet. So it's the same as this one with that and a little there. All right, so this block line is actually the top of the upstairs wall. That is plus 13 5/8 for the rafters. And then let me see if we zoom in on that. We've beveled those plates. This is going to be Monopoly frame. So the zip R is going to come there, it's going to tape to the roof, and we're going to scab the overhangs on top of that wall. We just invented it. It's Monopoly framing. Kyle invented that sometime yesterday after watching some videos on the Build Show Network. Good job, Kyle.
This is a step we started to take in the last few years. We used those fully threaded truss rafter screws from Simpson Strong Tie, and we reinforced the top plate to stud connection on either side of the pick points. It's just a safety factor. Those heat-treated screws are so insanely strong. It's quick to do. Make sure that you, by the way, rig the wall before you sheathe the wall. It's awfully hard to pick these up and get that rigging in there. And you'll notice, see Kyle there on the left? Watch, he's got a big red shackle. That's what's holding that strap in place. LVL blocks at the bottom. We have our fire block / panel edge blocking for our shear values. There is that bad boy. Day 1 was getting the thing framed. Day 2 is going to be sheathing and overhangs. Check those guys out. You always got to get a picture. It's the drone selfie with the 3 of us. Got to keep it fun for everybody, right? Now that we've got all the fun stuff out of the way. Okay, here's the thing. I showed you in a previous video. I'm going to show you in this video how important bracing is on tall walls. That's why we connect up to the garage, because obviously we got to take some braces down to build this wall. 4x9 zip R sheets. These are 1-inch poly iso with a 7/16 structural panel. This allows us to have continuous insulation. Now, while we almost never have to do this with any other panel because they're sized for spacing, you'll notice that we're going to bust out the track saw as we go, because these do have a tendency to grow off the stud just a little bit. I don't really care. I can just track saw it. This is real time. We just kind of plan for it. It is what it is. You know, the panels get sent off to the insulation manufacturer and they're bonded there. What we like about zip R sheathing, and you can see I've got a bunch of videos on the channel. I do a lot of sponsored work with Huber. So just consider everything that I post, take it with a grain of salt. I always used to say, take it with a grain of sand. Anyway, Washington State Energy Code, we want continuous insulation. Zip R makes it a lot easier because we can flash windows the same way. It's really easy to teach. And I'll show you in a little bit. You notice how well cut that window was. Oh, how did we do that? Well, you see Kyle, or Jordan, sorry Kyle, sorry Jordan, drilling a hole. As we go, we just sheathe right over him. We drill a hole kind of roughly around the corner because we're going to route that off. So look at that, sheet number 3, track saw. And then what do we go, like 5 or 6 sheets? We might even, yeah, track saw. This kind of has a tendency to happen no matter what you use on tall walls. Things get squirrely, which is why we like to snap our line or dry line and tack the longest studs. And as we're blocking, I always pull from the end. I tell the guys, 4 foot, 8 foot, 12 foot, 16 foot, 20 foot, 24 foot, etc. Double check that those are still landing centered because those are our panel edges. Did we stagger the seams? Yeah, we went ahead and staggered the seams this time, only because I think it just worked out. I can't remember. I think it just worked out for scrap. A lot of times I railroad seams. If you don't know what that is, just imagine railroad tracks. Yes, it's stronger to stagger, but we're already so over-designed that it doesn't matter. So we install sheathing, typically what makes the most efficient use of material or makes taping it easier. So you see here the panel edges are staggered, and that's why the tape joints don't line up, but they do line up on that gable. Real time, This is brand new, the Makita XGT router. We had just mounted it like that week to the floor scraper from Lowe's. It takes like 10 minutes. You just get some screws through the base. That has like a 2-inch long bit. We need 1 7/16 minimum cutting because that's what the panel is. I keep hitting the overload circuit, so there is definitely a balance point, and it's usually when I turn that corner. So you do a little bit of practice, you get the rhythm. This is really primarily only cutting 7/16. The foam, I don't think that it really bogs anything down. Sweep up the dust and dispose of it. Don't blow it into the yard. I know some guys. What's great about the router, and I'll show you in another clip, this is just like one after the other. Let's get the footage. It's kind of dialing in what the trick is. What is great about using a router is that it's really fast, the cuts are perfect, and then all of those scraps we're going to save. I don't want to throw polyiso into the landfill. That's the insulation. We're going to pack out the backside of our headers with it.
Clap, facing either the drone or me. No, nice big slow.
This is how you sync up the cameras, by the way. Can actually connect a microphone to the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. If I remember to clap, it's fine. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of rhythm. Really what you want is you want to keep that base plate flat. I don't remember, I think I took a picture of it. It's like under 30 bucks for the parts. And then of course, plus the router. We like to get this all routed, cleaned up. It's much easier just to go over everything. Now check this out. This is just like straight lineal footage of routing right up the rake. Yes, it looks like there's a lot of waste, but we're just gonna throw those on the downhill side, and we still have other rake walls to build, so we'll just use these as starters.
I wonder if the batteries. Come on. I wonder if that battery. Yep, I think it's the battery. Oh, come on. Every time, man. How is it that we just... I should have checked that, I guess. Classic.
1 inch.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe that's been some of the issue.
I think it was operator. I don't think it was the battery, except for this. Look at that, like 1.5 inches away.
Yeah! All right. Let's shut all those down, and then we'll piece this in, clean it up, finish out that other one. Gracias.
So this is definitely a little on the funky side, how that wall is framed up to the top of the roof plane. Like that's ready for sheathing on that flat spot with the miters. So now I just run a sheet lengthwise, route it right to the end, and then you just kind of plunge. It's a little harder to work with the zip bar. Like Jordan's helping to keep it up because it will want to bind on the saw. It's not a big deal, it's easy. Just plunge that, and she's good. Look at how good that looks. Boom. Now notice how those top plates are angled, right? We talked about that. Well, I neglected to tell you, I have to match that angle with my sheathing, meaning that when I make that rip, the saw needs to be tilted to the roof slope, in this case, 29.22 degrees. That adds a little bit of complication, but not much.
The depth was set perfect, but not. Nah. Yeah, I moved it for that. Smooth move, dummy. What was it you were just saying?
Some days.
My mama says sometimes I can be smart. I'm like a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump reference. I gotta say, I don't really like being down on my hands and knees doing this. Yeah.
The green panels, what are they, you ask? That is Zip System. That is a water-resistive or weather-resistive WRB. That's the barrier attached to the panel during manufacturing. We tape the seams. That helps us to be airtight, and we're ready for siding. Now, because this is zip our sheathing and it's
That's
inch and
not bad.
7/16 panel, 1-inch polyiso foam, you can see that there. Just think of continuous insulation as putting on a coat. That's what we're trying to do to the house. Well, that means that anything we need to attach needs to get into the framing. So that is a 4.5-inch nail. I believe that's like the Max. Oh, it's an HS something or other. You just Google Max high pressure nailers. You'll find it. It's not cheap, but it's really light. Kyle is going to show you the boat anchor that we got from Nail Gun Depot a couple years ago. That is a big giant boss stitch. He likes that one better. I like the Max better. Tomato, tomato. Or as they say on the Goldbergs, Barry Goldberg. Tomato, tomato. Now watch, Kyle's gonna shine one here, which is very easy to do. It's gonna curl out of the side. Really easy to do. You gotta really watch how that angle is. These are just massive nails. I think it might shoot up to a 6-inch. Don't quote me on that. It might be like a 4 to 6-inch nailer. Anyway, yeah, look at the size of that. So you see how much penetration
Well, that's good.
into
Actually,
the
then we'll film that. There's the size of the nail.
We do that for the inspectors, right? That's what the guy told me. All those.
If we're going to build a giant wall like this, well, we might as well just build our overhangs. Keep in mind that because the floor is flat and the wall's flat, this is going to help us to stay straight. So that is 12-inch soffit, 16-foot long, 12-inch wide, 3/8 I think it is, from LP. That's the expert finish. So Jordan's dabbing some of the nail heads. I like to cut the blocks 9 1/4, so that actually gives us 12 1/4. That gives us just a little bit of slop so that we can just line that edge up nice and straight. You can see that while they're doing that, I was framing in that goofy little overhang because that's attached onto the building, and that just helps us. Think about what we're trying to do with this house. We're just trying to wrap it like a present. And that means that that air barrier that is the zip system, we want to integrate that with the roof sheathing, which we're also going to tape. And then we're going to put insulation on top of that. So it is, just like the crawl space, it is sealed. It is fully conditioned. There's just more of a time lapse of how to build the overhangs. They're just better just to basically scribe them and cut them in place. I have to say I was pretty burned out. This was a Friday. It was hot. I thought we'd get out of there a little earlier. As it was, we did not. But basically, if you build that smaller overhang, then this one where it has to shift onto it, it's really easy to decipher what those lengths are. And then, of course, we cut the 2x6 a little short, but the fly rafter, we try to get it as close as we can, but a little long because we can always cut it when we're up there. Now, the I-joist trick is because we have really a hinge there. So we had a couple extra I-joists. Oh, yeah, and there's all of our... It was so hot on the deck. Oh, my goodness, that zip system was so insanely hot. Yeah, that I-joist is going to act as a strongback to keep it stiff during the lift. But we always like to do this. I fooled our engineer many years ago when it was old Kyle and me. There's a look at the site and the job. If you have watched the video since the beginning of the series, you could see when the trees came down, how it's just sighting right in there. We left off that bottom little piece of sheathing. That's going to tie into the pony walls, which we're just, as of today, we're still leaving that open just to let air flow through until the roof is completely dried in. We have the back little overframe left to sheathe. I have been out of town a lot lately. I am almost done traveling. Almost done traveling for work, I should say.
All right, and then the last thing that we do, stiffen that up. So we're using 2 I-joists. You know, we're gonna use these to brace interior walls nice and straight and flat later. We've had this where as it goes up, this is like a hinge joint. And so we always end up reinforcing it, but we never really know if we're doing a good job. It works, but I think this is the more elegant solution that we have. So both of these I-joists are screwed down just to reinforce the hinge point because the top plates stop and then the go up that way. Okay, this should show it a little bit better. I don't even know what that last video showed. So basically, right here we can tape and wrap up to either the zip, or we'll probably tape this to the plate first. Then run the roof right flush to the end right here, then tape that up onto the roof. So that'll be air sealed. Of course, this is gonna all be taped. Once the sheathing gets run all the way down to the mud cell, then that gets taped to the concrete. So that's our air barrier. Hey, there's the crawl space. Hey, top of the morning to you, everybody. Happy Monday. We are about to lift the Great Wall. How much do you think this thing weighs? I did calculate it this morning and then added about 5%. I mean, I looked up how much is a 4x9, how much is a 4x8 zip, how much is the LP soffit, all of that good stuff. So we are ready to lift this bad boy.
Okay, so before we lift the wall, I want to pre-attach this brace on the end so that we can just immediately plumb the thing and brace it. Just one so that it can pivot.
Okay, so a big part of a safe lift is just trying to anticipate, pre-plan, pre-stage everything. So about 16 feet up, we've got one screw in so that the brace will be ready once the wall's up. I don't want anybody standing on a 12-foot ladder right at the end of this thing. The other thing is I screwed a block, and that mark there this guy represents 4 inches parallel to this wall right here. So what that means is we can set up the laser. When the laser dot hits that mark, then we can screw in the brace. And it's always these guys, one for a pivot.
Originally, Kyle Stumpenhorst was going to be here when we lifted the wall. He was doing some work with some buddies. And I was like, I got to get the wall up, dude. It is like, things only go bad when people come around. So anyway, it was early enough. It's like, let's just get it going. So I'm going to show you 3 time lapses, the drone and 2 other cameras. And there's a bunch of points that I really want to drill into you as a framer if you decide you want to lift big things like this. One is you got to be forklift certified. The machine has to be rated, for the loads. So calculate the loads. You notice that we're using a big strap in this case. That's our big 30-foot strap. And I think it's rated at north of, 12, 14, 16,000 pounds when it's over both forks like that in basket. Notice that we are over both forks. We squeeze them together. For you to get the rating of the machine, you have to use both forks. Why did we use the strap? Because it will self-adjust. So we don't have to get those rigging points dead perfect. You notice how they're technically out of level. Doesn't matter. The fork slide. Put chafe guards on the forks though. That way your strap is protected. And I'll show you that here in just a second. We have our rigging points through the top plates. We have those shackles. That's all been reinforced. We've done this quite a number of times. Never even come close to a close call. So I got the chafe guard sitting on top of the soffit there. The I-joist strongback. We have all of our overhangs on. We're working on getting the position. I don't want Kyle too close to the wall so that the boom is steeper. I don't want that. We want him back, outriggers down, so that he isn't just like straight up. And you saw how the machine popped up there with the outriggers going down. So now watch. We're going to squeeze the forks. We put that across there. Jordan and I are working on the chafe guards. Now, as the machine goes up, we're going to test it. Well, they didn't move, so we were good. Do you see how that kind of essentially balanced out on the string or on the rope, the strap? Easy for me to say. Now, as it goes up, I can tilt him left or right depending on if we are a little bit off balanced. All the nails that we use to tack those plates down, we're going to smash out of the way right now. See that big 26-foot PWT LVL is already attached and it pivots. I did make a mistake, though. I want to show you this. Look at how stiff that wall stays. If you've ever watched some of our older videos where it was just Doug fir, they were fine. And remember, it's going to get a floor system, so that's going to reinforce it all. LVL, way stiffer. A standard for us will be to do LVL double top plates. At least like maybe over 16 foot because we get so stiff. Now, because I had the block up there with the laser, here, let me show you that from this side. So watch how that strap kind of just slides and then it self-levels. We pop the wall up with those Dude Tools pry bars because those nails hold. Oh, by the way, that bottom plate never came up. It's all just attached by toenails. But I'm making sure I'm not boomed out too far or too far in where it's going to either want to push or pull that wall. See how the brace dug into the dirt when I went down? So I needed Jordan to hold that up. I always kind of get really nervous right at the top of the lift. We have the block up there. It's got our mark for the 4-inch laser dot. When I get close, but it's still leaning toward us, with the laser, I can just test with Jordan like, hey, do you think we can move it? Well, look at that, we did. So we were right at that equilibrium point. We could have gone up a little bit more. There, we're just ready. Now that both ends are plumb, we're good to go. Now we can actually brace the entire wall, which I will show you. So dude, I think you were still like 2 feet out of level on my end, but it seemed like the strap was kind of not super tight.
It was like 2 degrees that way. But it didn't move. I thought it would just kind of sink as we kind of...
Yeah. Nothing.
I could feel it pretty good when we were fully out. When we first started coming up, and you guys were, whatever, you're pulling the nails or something.
Interesting.
Whoa. I mean, that's got to be the hardest point of the pick, is furthest out. Honestly, I think this one probably put more stress on the forklift than this one.
Yeah, because of the...
It's bigger, we were closer, we didn't have to boom out as far. 4 inches.
Okay, I'm gonna get on my high horse here. Do not use nails. They're not strong enough. Use the screws. Especially the cleats at the bottom, right where I'm at. Okay. Those are not gonna come out of the floor. Now, this is just light years stronger than using nails. Second, we are gonna have to move these braces to frame walls. So we might as well make it easy on ourselves. The screws are insanely strong. And guess what? They're reusable. So let me just show you start to finish how we do that. Starting here. Oh, by the way, there's the missed toenail. I said I would show it. My head just popped off.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, so you are going to go to the window. Four inches. Okay, I think I can pull that with the screw. Okay, so if I gap it there, let's try it. Come on. How close did we get? An eighth? Okay.
We're not done. We're not done. I just want to show you. See, if we didn't have that I-joist, double I-joist, that would really be bending, right? There's still a bend. There's a picture of the shackle up underneath. I just kind of shoved my... Yeah, there's a better one. See, so the cut's a little bit loose, but everything else stayed nice and tight because of those screws. So the wall has flex. They don't have that much flex like Doug Fur does. It's pretty wild. Listen to it just creak, though. That's mostly the strap. So I have to watch the strap there on the vertical because I really don't want it cranking on those overhangs. But this is the pace that we're going up. Kyle just keeps constant pressure. We're just going to keep going. And then once it gets to a point, I might have to boom in and go up. There's various ways to do it. If we had a newer machine, we'd be able to go probably up and in at the same time. Just a nice picture of Jordan. Time to brace.
Put it over down.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a very rare find here, Timmy. I don't give these out lightly, so you have to be a really, really good awesome framer to.
Well, I like the shirt. I mean, that is like the.
Yeah, I decided if I was coming out here, you know, I'd represent, and usually I use this to like wipe up the floor, but I.
It's good toilet paper in a
I'll pick
pinch.
that up. But we're gonna do a nice blue sticker here.
Squeegee it.
Yeah, we gotta roll the tape, right?
Yep.
Is that what you guys say on the
Oh yeah,
stop
you
site?
should have put it right next to this one.
Yeah. Now we're coming off. Look, that's black again. There you go, buddy. And I'm just gonna leave you with this red one. You can throw that away later.
Sweet.
So.
Yeah, clean up after yourself. We have high standards out here. All right, everybody. So Kyle Snubbenhorst came all the way out just to see the world's best framers. So, Kyle, how much do you think that wall weighs?
Which guy?
Oh, where is he?
Oh, dude,
He wasn't even there.
I was
Okay.
just looking at all the missing nails.
Oh, all the missing nails. Okay, let's start this over again.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
Okay, if you guys don't know who this is, it's Kyle Snubbenhorst. He's a pole barn builder out of.
Yep.
Somewhere.
We're building pole barns to, you know, the best standards.
Yeah, the best of standards. So, how much do you think the wall weighs, Kyle?
Well, if I were to guess, it's got LVL framing and zip bar, probably 3,472 pounds.
Ooh, that is close. Any guesses? Oh, by the way, this is Kelly. He's our favorite rep from any company we've ever worked with.
Thank you.
And then that guy, Jose.
I'm gonna guess 5,300.
5,300, Jose. Price is Right rules.
5,301.
5,301. Guesses? I never told you guys what it.
4,000.
3,800.
3,800. Okay.
Look up. You learned that in the
He's
series.
deep in thought.
It's a video shoot.
It's like you're a
I know,
professional.
the video sheets.
You gotta kind of like be a little mysterious.
Think about something deep.
Deep or
That works. Okay, so that is the wall. It's up, it's braced, it's safe. We're gonna follow this up with other balloon frame walls, how the floor system fits into this. Probably in a future video, my brother and I will discuss why we're doing the 24 on center advanced framing, a little bit more about the zip bar sheathing and the Washington Energy Code. For the rest of this video, it's just me sped up framing the windows. I shot all the content. A few people on Instagram said, yep. So I'm just gonna shove that all at the end because it's probably not that interesting to most people. If you have questions about any of this stuff, please post it down in the comments below. I will respond to it. If you're just a troll, then I'm going to ignore you. Or I will put you in your place. That's way more fun. But yeah, and if you have suggestions, things that you've seen, experience, this is how we all get better. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy the rest of this. Let's see which one I roll that. Come on.
right? Gosh. The heck, man? Ah, classic. Oh, no, I think that's right. Okay, so okie doke. Okay, so that is now in my way. So this is going to go back this way. Man, this material is junk. Man. Yeah, double check. I think I got most of them to the line. Oh. And we'll end up needing 2 of these plates total for double top plates. I think so. I'll hop over there. Is that angle the same? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, there was one I couldn't find the snap line, but I think I found it on the other side. Okay, I'll go over there and nail that. So the trick with that, Jordan, is if the kings aren't straight, but your line is straight, like let's just say that this goes like this, and you snap a straight line, and then we have to straighten these. So I think I could see that line, but one of these I couldn't see. This guy I could see, so this should be good, but I couldn't see it on this side, I think it was. This guy needs to be kicked over. Can you see how far off we are over there? Okay. Then we'll have to tack it. Hey, a candy bar. Protein bar. That's pretty good? Okay. Yeah, that's the thing is, come on, Timmy. This gotta be what it is. I don't think I straightened this one. But I'm not sure I can see a snap line anywhere. There it is, right there, right? Yeah, I think I can see it. And then this guy, if you eyeball it, I'm getting sick of the toes. You know, I put it there so that it would be close by. This guy I think's right here, right? Yeah, whatever. How's it look down here? I think that's pretty good. So just this guy, if you eyeball it, so I think that might be it right there. Is that it? No, I think I'm just seeing a shadow or reflection. If you just eyeball it straight. I'll eyeball it as well. Yeah, it's just a kink right at that window, but it's not bad. I'm kind of inclined to say leave it. Yeah. Okay, let me hop down there. So I could take that first plate, Kyle, to lay it out off this lower wall. Okay, I'll hop over there and do that. I think everything's straight. Most of them I could do as I went, but I couldn't see the lines on some of them. Now that's some backing. Oh, right when I needed it to be on. Classic. Yeah, it's overheated. That was me. I was just really mad at that board. Whoa. All right, I might have you, Kyle, hold that. I mean, when I was younger, I probably could have done it. I might even be able to do it now. How much you want to bet that is not right? It's a little bit off, but okay. Oh. Okay, that's not too bad. I should have just had to rip it out of LVL, but that would have been too tall. This material's ugly, man. Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Ah, ow, that is like nothing. It is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. Okay, that's not too bad. Hey, fat boy. Nice. I meant Jordan. Could you stand on this? You know,
I got away more than you, right, Jordan?
with all those blood vessels. If you stand there, I'm trying to hang on this thing. Oh, man. I can tell you right now, some of this footage ain't ever going to be posted.
Anytime you shoot a 2x.
So I'll wait on the double top plate. But it looks like that worked out. It's just a little weird. Once these studs are in, though. So, like, we're going to need... We might as well do 2, maybe to match that, just in case. Keep that boundary nailing going. So if we do 2, 3, 4, at whatever length this is, if you hold me right to the top, yeah, I'll just write this down for Jordan. To the short, I'm going to say 120 and 15, give ourselves a little bit of slop. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them to the short of the miter, 120 and 15. And then I can, yeah, it wasn't too much of a fight. I can hop up there and cut with Jordan, split them up if you want to do the nailing, Kyle. Yeah. Because I'm tired. Ah. Oh, I'm bleeding. Are we all bleeding? Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
I was bleeding earlier.
Nobody. That's what I'm saying to you.
All this stuff is basically strap. I mean, not really. Can you understand that? Oh, gross.
Would you rather be Ben Affleck or Ben Stiller?
Stiller.
False. Ben Stein.
Bill Nye.
Yeah. It's like, what? Yeah, I'm just like, we're going to cut all that into blocks. If I get this guy out of the way. I almost got him. That was a little closer than I thought. You know, like if it's all stacked up here, it'll be easy to cut them into small blocks. Not gonna burn fingers. That much of it. Oh. Well, that's not good. Why does it always happen when I get these guns? I don't even know if we're still oiling these things. I thought I felt oil coming out. Come on. Oh, that one. Oh, thank you.
There's a resident pass load on jammer.
And it's possible it's this. Hey, bro, think fast. Okay, Jordan, let me give you this number. This will be to the short. How about 5'3", 53, 5? And then sharp to short. Can you hold me, Kyle? Hold me there, Kyle. Sharp to short of bevels, 136, 13. I'll make it a hair small. Yeah, that'll work. I think that we'll let the sheathing hold it all. Once this next top plate's in, it might look a little, the heck is up with this? Yeah, exactly. Here, you can have a rubber band. Here's my nail gun. You let me walk right past it. It smells like broken evergreen leaves, branches. Okay. Hey, that goes right there. Good job. I think we rig it before we block it. Do you think, or?